In this video, we are going to discuss cross sections and our essential questions. What is a cross section and what two-dimensional shapes are created from cross sections of three-dimensional solids? So what is a cross section? A cross section is the 2D shape that is created when slicing through a 3D solid. So the solids that we've talked about, we've got our prisms, pyramids, cylinders, cones, and all of that. And if you imagine taking a plane and slicing through this object, you're going to create a slice here, and that shape that's created, that two-dimensional shape, that polygon, is going to be called a cross section. So whenever you slice through a three-dimensional object, either vertically, up and down, or horizontally, left and right, you're going to create a two-dimensional object or a polygon, and that is called a cross section. So let's take a look at some different solids here and how we can slice them. So here I have a rectangular prism, and if I take this rectangular prism and I slice it vertically, that means up and down. So I take a slice, and you just imagine like this is a block of clay, and I just cut right through it here on this dotted line. That shape that is created when I cut a slice out of this is going to be a square. So we would say the vertical slice through this prism creates a cross section that's a square. So a vertical cross section would be a square. Now if we cut horizontally, so if we cut this way, the shape that's created when we cut horizontally, we cut through it from left to right, that's going to be a rectangle. So we would say a horizontal slice through this prism creates a rectangle cross section. Here I have a triangular prism, and again, if I cut vertically, if I cut up and down, that's going to create a triangle cross section. But then if I cut horizontally through this, I'm actually going to create a rectangle. So we create different shapes when we cut a solid in different directions. So a horizontal cross section would result in a rectangle of this. Here we have a cone, and if we cut through this cone vertically from the top, from the tip, and we cut straight down, we're actually going to create a triangle. So a vertical cross section of this cone creates a triangle. Whereas if we cut this cone horizontally, we cut through it left to right, we're actually going to create a circle. So anywhere that we cut this cone horizontally, we're going to create circles, but those circles will get bigger and bigger the closer we get to the base. So different cross sections that we can create there. And then lastly, we have a sphere. And if you cut a sphere vertically, you're going to get a circle. And if you cut a sphere horizontally, you're going to get a circle. So no matter how you cut a sphere, you're going to get a circle, but there would be different size circles. So if we were to cut it here, that circle would be a little bit smaller, little bit smaller, little bit smaller. And then likewise here, if we cut it away from the diameter, those circles would get smaller and smaller and smaller. But again, doesn't matter. Even if we cut this diagonally, you're going to get a circle. So no matter how you slice a sphere, you're going to get a circle. So interesting shapes that we can create when we find cross sections of our three-dimensional solids.